Well, it's been more than 4 months now after Super Typhoon Haiyan hit the central Philippines. The government admits it is still struggling to cope with the rehab work.
And rebuilding has been painfully slow in some of the hardest hit areas, hindered by government red tape and a lack of strategic planning. Channel NewsAsia's Philippine correspondent Christine Ong explains.
Rehabilitation work in the hardest hit areas by Super Typhoon Haiyan is still not even 10% complete. Up to now, a detailed roadmap of what needs to be done in the calamity-hit areas, 171 towns and cities, has not been finished. That is why the country's Rehabilitation and Recovery Chief is demanding post-disaster assessments be fast-tracked so work can begin in many areas still left unassisted.
The national government has not completed the post-disaster needs assessment, which will be the trigger for the preparation of the rehabilitation plan. Once the PDNA is finished and the rehabilitation plan is completed, then it will accelerate everything because there will be simultaneous rebuilding of not just infrastructure projects but even livelihood.
But with more than 14 million Filipinos badly in need of shelter assistance and livelihood support, Mr. Lacson is turning to the private sector for help, an attempt to speed up reconstruction work and avoid notorious red tape delays.
While it's disappointing, it's frustrating at times, but we have to live with that. It's a good thing that the private sector has been engaged and their participation and the interest has not waned, up to now. They provided to fill in the gaps in the meantime that government is preparing the rehabilitation plan.
A huge challenge being posed now is to ensure millions of dollars of donations are put to good use. A multi-donor trust fund is in the works to ensure transparency and accountability. It follows the controversy of claims bunkhouses being built were substandard.
An investigation is being conducted, and I would like to think that had we not exposed the substandard construction materials used in those bunkhouses, then the rehabilitation proper, the full implementation might also suffer the same fate. We cannot rebuild without showing the world that we're transparent and we make people accountable for anomalies.
Critics have questioned the appointment of the rehab chief, saying his role seems to overlap with the mandate of the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council to implement post-disaster programs. It's yet another sign of frustration and confusion as different groups try to coordinate efforts to improve the lives of typhoon victims. Christine Ong, Channel NewsAsia, Manila.